I sat on my porch this morning, watching the fog lift off the trees, and it hit me. I am 89 years old. In the quiet of this house, the silence isn't just empty space anymore. It's a library of echoes. I look at my hands, and I see the map of a journey that is almost over. I am standing at the very edge of the cliff. I can see the bottom, and before I go over, I need to turn around and shout something to you. The people still back there at the party, the people still running the race. If you are 45 or 50 or even 30, you are walking around with a comfortable delusion. You think you have time. You treat your days like they are cheap, like you have an infinite supply of them in the bank. I'm here to tell you that you are broke. If I could snap my fingers and be 45 again, just for 1 hour, I wouldn't spend it working. I wouldn't spend it worrying about my mortgage. I wouldn't spend it trying to impress people I don't even like. I would fix 3 specific things that broke my life, and I didn't even realize they were broken until the pieces were on the floor. Listen closely. I don't have much time left to say this, and you don't have as much time as you think to hear it. The first thing I would fix is the mountain I was climbing. When I was 45, I was a shark. I was a vice president. I had the corner office, the title, the respect. I spent 60 hours a week building a kingdom. I thought I was doing it for my family. That's the lie we tell ourselves, isn't it? I'm doing this for them. But I wasn't. I was doing it for my ego. I was doing it because I wanted to feel important. I wanted to be somebody. I remember the day I retired. There was a party. People clapped. I got a plaque. And then I went home, sat on my kitchen table, and realized the phone had stopped ringing. The colleagues I thought were my friends, they went back to work. My replacement was hired 2 weeks later. Here is the brutal truth. Your career is not your legacy. It is a transaction. You are selling the hours of your life, hours you will never, ever get back, to build someone else's castle. If you drop dead today, your job opening will be posted online before your obituary is printed. If I were 45 again, I would stop trying to win, because I realized at 89 that I was playing a game where the points don't matter. I had a friend, Jack. He always said, 5 more years. I grind for 5 more years, then I take Mary to Italy. Then I start painting. Then I start living. Jack died of a heart attack at 52. He never saw Italy. He never painted a damn thing. His calendar was full for the next 6 months, but his life was empty. Don't be Jack. If you are 45, stop waiting for the perfect time to step off the treadmill. Success is a terrible goal because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, you want the next one. You get the house, you want the bigger one. It is a hunger that cannot be fed. I would step back. I would care less about the title on my business card and more about the name on my mailbox. The second thing I would fix, this one hurts the most. This is the one that keeps me awake at 3 a.m. I would stop trying to be right in my own house. My wife, Eleanor, she's been gone for 6 years now. And when I look back at our marriage in my 40s, I see 2 people who are roommates, not soulmates. We didn't fight often. We were polite. We were functional. But we were dying of 1,000 small neglects. I was always tired. I was always stressed. When she wanted to talk, I was half listening, looking at the TV or reading the paper. When she suggested we take a dance class, I said, I'm too busy, or that's impractical. I thought love was the big things, paying the mortgage, not cheating, showing up. But I was wrong. Love is the small, boring, invisible moments. One night, about a month before she died, Eleanor whispered something to me in the hospital. She said, we wasted so much time being right instead of being close. It broke me, because she was right. I spent my 40s arguing about logic, about money, about schedules. I wanted to win the argument, and I did. I won plenty of arguments. But looking back from 89, I realized that being right is the loneliest victory in the world. If I were 45 again, I would shut my mouth. I would listen. When my wife or my husband or my child walked into the room, I would put down the phone. I would look at them. I mean, really look at them. Because one day, that person walking through the door won't be there. You think you know your partner? You think you know your kids? You don't. You know a version of them. You know the version that you allow to exist in the margins of your busy schedule. Take it from an old man. Intimacy isn't sex. Intimacy is attention. It is the discipline of witnessing another person's life. I starved my wife of that attention because I was too busy providing. And now I would give every dollar I ever made just to sit with her for 10 minutes and drink a cup of coffee and say nothing. The third thing, and you might roll your eyes at this, but you need to hear it. I would stop treating my body like a rental car. At 45, you think you are invincible. Or you think, I'm getting older, it's normal to feel stiff. It's normal to be tired. It is not normal. It is negligence. I watched 4,000 people die. I didn't watch them literally, but I watched my friends, my colleagues, my neighbors, and I saw a pattern. The ones who sat down died. Sitting is the new smoking. It sounds dramatic, but it's true. I sat at a desk for 30 years. Then I sat on the couch. And now my knees are shot. My back is a cage of pain. I see young people your age, and you are rotting. You are eating garbage. You are stressed out of your minds. You are fueling your body with caffeine and sugar and anxiety. If I were 45, I would understand that my body is the only house I truly own. You can move out of your house. You can quit your job. You cannot move out of your body. I would walk every single day, not to look good in a mirror. Who cares about that at 89? But so I could get off the toilet by myself, so I could play with my grandkids on the floor. You are trading your health for money, thinking you can buy your health back later. You can't. I have friends who are billionaires, and they're dying in hospital beds just the same as the poor men. The only wealth that matters at my age is the ability to walk to a grocery store without gasping for air. Don't wait for the heart attack. Don't wait for the diagnosis. Treat your body with reverence. It has carried you this far. Don't let it collapse before the finish line. I want to talk to you about stuff. In my 40s, I was obsessed with accumulation. I wanted the new car. I wanted the renovation. I wanted the toys. I live in a small room now. I have a bed. I have a chair. I have a photo of Eleanor. And I'm telling you, with the absolute clarity of the end game, it is all garbage. I have never seen a U-Haul trailer following a hearse. When you die, your kids are going to hire a stranger to come into your house and throw 90% of your precious stuff into a dumpster. The other 10% they will sell at a yard sale for quarters. That is the sum total of your materialism, future trash. So why are you working 60 hours a week, missing your daughter's childhood, to pay for a car that sits in traffic? It is madness. And you won't realize it is madness until you are sitting where I am sitting, and by then it is too late to return the merchandise. We live for someday. Someday I'll travel. Someday I'll forgive my brother. Someday I'll write that book. Someday as a why. Someday as a dangerous fantasy that allows you to be a coward today. There is no later. There is only now. And if you are trading your now for a later that isn't guaranteed, you are making the worst bet in the history of gambling. I had a neighbor, Jerry. He hated his job as a lawyer. Hated it. At 55, everyone told him he was crazy, but he quit. He started making furniture. He spent the last 30 years of his life smelling like sawdust and smiling. He lived more in those 30 years than he did in the first 50. He didn't wait for someday. He realized that the bus he was on was going the wrong way, and he had the courage to get off and walk. I'm 89, my back hurts, my eyes are dim. But you have the golden ticket. You have your health. You have your future. and you are spending it scrolling through a phone, numbing yourself to the miracle that you are breathing air. I want you to practice something from me. The next time you see your mother, or your spouse, or your best friend, tell yourself, this might be the last time. Because one day, it will be the last time. You just don't know which time that is. If you live with that knowledge, you will never check your email while they are talking to you ever again. You will hold the hug a little longer. You will forgive the petty grudge. Don't wait until you're 89 to figure this out. The fog has lifted for me, but the sun is setting. For you, it's high noon. You still have time to change. Don't let your life be a library of echoes. Make it a song. I'm tired now. Go live.